value theorem. F of x is continuous in closed a comma b. F dash of x is derivable in open interval a comma b. And then there exists at least one point that c belongs to open interval a comma b such that f dash of c equals to f of b minus f of a by b minus a. Is it right? Now, first of all, any function, any mean value theorem we have to solve or we have to verify. What is the requirement? Main requirement is what now here? F of x is a polynomial or that is a transcendental equation. First of all, we have the one function f of x is there. Now, in the given, what is the function? Here, f of x equals to sine inverse of 3 by 5. I'm going to take sine inverse of 3 by 5. Then in this, I'm going to take sine inverse of x. In the place of 3 by 5, what is the middle term in the given inequality? I'm going to take that one is the sine inverse of x. Is it clear? F of x equals to sine inverse of x. And also, in the given sine inverse of x is defined in the given problem, there is no interval values are mentioned, then obviously I am going to take the interval is close to a comma b. Those are the unknowns. Is it right? A comma b. The given function f of x equals to sine inverse of x, which is defined in the closed a comma b. When I am going to take the closed, unknowns are not mentioned the values. Every function f of x is a continuous function and every f dash of x is a derivable function. Is it right? By Lagrange's mean value theorem. Is it right? Then go for the first one. What is the first one? F of x equals to sine inverse of x is continuous function. In which interval? In closed a comma b. Is it right? Now second point. What is the second point? F dash of x. The first derivative of the f of x is f dash of x. Now d by dx of sine inverse of x. What is d by dx of sine inverse of x? What is the derivative of sine inverse of x?
Cos x.
What?
Yes, madam.
What is the derivative of sine inverse of x? 1 by under root of 1 minus x square. Is it clear? Now this is f dash of x completed. Right? Now two conditions are satisfied of the given Lagrange's mean value theorem. Then there exists which is derivable in the open interval a comma b. Because of we have the known values of the interval values, then we have to check it out the given function is a derivable or not. But here it is the constant, here it is the unknown. Always the given f dash of x is the derivable in the open interval a comma b. Is it right? Now then go for the last one. What is the last one here? Finding the c value. Then there exists at least one point C is belongs to open interval a comma b such that f dash of c equals to f of b minus f of a by b minus a. Is it clear? Now what is f dash of c here? Substitute x equals to c in f dash of x. So this is a derivable part here. F dash of c. So f dash of c can be written as here what? 1 by under root of 1 minus c square. Is it clear? I am going to substitute x equals to c. Put x equals to c in f dash of x. Then I am getting here 1 by under root of 1 minus c square. Is it clear? Now, what is f of b? The interval value is only extremes are a comma b. There is no need to change here f of b minus f of a. But f of b which is of the form f of x. Is it right? F of b which is of the form f of x. Then we need to substitute x equals to b in the f of x. What I am going to write here? F of b is what here? F of x. Sine inverse of b. Is it right? Sine inverse of b. What is f of a here? Sine inverse of a. Right? Here always this is the b minus a. There is no change at all. Is it clear all of you? Any doubts? and say this is equation number 1. Clear now? Up to here, any doubts? Okay. Hello.
Okay, ma'am.
Next. See this interval. What is the given interval? The point C is belongs to open interval a comma b. This is the main point in the inequalities. That is the main point in the inequalities. I am going to take this one. C belongs to open interval a comma b. That I am going to write what? A less than C less than B. What is the meaning of that? That C is lies between a comma B. ఆ రెండింటి మధ్యలో ఉంటుంది అని చెప్తున్నాను. దీని అర్థం what is the meaning of C belongs to A comma B? C is lies between A comma B. So that C value is not equals to A, that C value is not equals to B. For that purpose, I am going to write here C is the biggest value of A and C is the smallest value of B. Is it clear? So that one. Now, what is the second condition? See here. Second condition is f dash of x equals to 1 by under root of 1 minus x square. And by substituting x equals to c. So this we are getting here. This we are getting 1 by under root of 1 minus c square. Now, we need to make a changes of c into 1 by under root of 1 minus c square. For that purpose, we are applying the operations on that c. Then we are getting 1 by under root of 1 minus c square. Okay. What are the requirements and operations to change c into 1 by under root of 1 minus c square? Then we have to do. Now we need to change c into 1 by under root of 1 minus c square. నేను ఏం చేస్తాను ఇప్పుడు ఈ మిడిల్ లో ఉన్న c ని కాస్త 1 by under root of 1 minus c square గా చేంజ్ చేస్తాను. Is it clear? దానికి కావాల్సింది ఏదైతే ఉంటుందో రిక్వైర్మెంట్స్ I am going to apply right now. It is clear? See 1 by under root of 1 minus c square. I am starting from the c. C square is there. Now squaring on both sides. Squaring on both sides. What we get here? A square, c square, b square. Is it clear? When we are applying the square on both sides, there is no changing of the value compared with the previous one. Where we have the less than is there, again we have the less than. Is it clear? Again see 1 by under root of 1 minus c square. So c square we get more. And c square adjacent we have the negative is there. Is it clear? Minus c square. So multiply on both sides minus. Multiply minus on both sides. What we get here? Minus a square, minus c square, minus b square. When we are applying the minus, to the inequality, that symbol will change. Is it clear? Now a square is less than c square. I am multiplying the minus. Minus a square greater than minus c square, which is greater than minus b square. Is it clear, all of you? Any doubts? Hello?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Next, what is the remaining we have in the denominator? Under root we have 1 minus c square there. Okay. Again I am going to add the 1 on both sides. Adding 1 on both sides. So 1 minus a square greater than 1 minus c square greater than 1 minus b square. Adding of 1, there is no changing of the given sign. The inequality as it is we are getting. Okay now? Next. Again we have the root is there. Is it clear? Now apply root. Square root on both sides. What we get here? Under root of 1 minus a square greater than 1 minus c square is greater than under root of 1 minus b square. Again we have to apply the square root. Then there is no change at all about the signs. Is it clear? Now the denominator part is will get completed. we are getting the denominator part. But this part is in the denominator only. We need to change this one into the reciprocal. What do you mean by reciprocal? When we are changing the numerator into denominator. So that is a reciprocal. Apply reciprocal on both sides. Is it clear? So 1 by under root of 1 minus b square, 1 by under root of 1 minus c square, 1 by under root of 1 minus b square. When we are applying the reciprocal, the sign will change. Is it clear? So this is the greater than. Now we can write less than. Here greater than. Now this is the less than. Is it clear? Now say this is equation number 2. Completed. The total C changed into 1 by under root of 1 minus c square. Completed? Any doubts?
No, ma'am.
C. Substitute equation number 1 in equation number 2. Is it clear? Put equation number 1 in equation number 2. Is it right? What is equation number 1 here? 1 by under root of 1 minus c square. That is equals to, I am going to substitute sin inverse of b minus sin inverse of a by b minus a in the equation number 2 in this place. Is it clear? 1 by under root of 1 minus a square is less than sin inverse of a minus sin inverse of b by b minus a, which is less than 1 by under root of 1 minus b square. Is it clear? Any doubts? Okay. Now, in the given middle term, having the denominator is there. Now, multiply b minus a on both sides. What we get here? What we get from here? B minus a by under root of 1 minus a square and multiply. Here, b minus a by b minus a get cancelled. What is the remaining? We have sin inverse of b and sin inverse of a, which is less than b minus a by under root of 1 minus b square. Is it clear? So far, any doubts? Hello?
No doubts, ma'am.
Okay. Now this is the main thing. This is the inequality. By using this inequality, say Roman number 1, we need to show this inequality. Choosing of the a comma b values. Already I explained in the previous class about the tan inverse problem. What is the process for choosing of a comma b? Tell me.
B equal to 3 by 5, A equal to sin pi by 6.
Very good. So choose b equals to, as it is, what is the given middle value? That is the 3 by 5. Very good mark. And what is a value here? What is the given function here? Trigonometric function, sine function. Sine of what is the angle we have in the given? 5 by 6. What is the sine 5 by 6 value? Tell me.
1 by 2.
1 by 1 by 2. Now the sine value is here a equals to 1 by 2 and b equals to 3 by 5. Clear? Again, I am going to explain the process of choosing a comma b. In the given inequality, the middle term value be the b value as it is. And what is the a value here? Apply, inverse, eliminate. What is the given trigonometric function here? Sine, basic sine you have to take. Sine of this angle you have to take. Sine pi by 6. Sine pi by 6 nothing but sine 30. Sine 30 is 1 by 2. Is it clear? Now we are going to substitute those values in the Roman number 1. Okay. Put a comma b. Put a comma b in Roman number 1. Take a pick, all of you, please. I'm going to rub that one fast. Is now completed?
Completed, ma'am.
Now see here, I'm going to substitute the A value and B value in row number 1. 1 is implies that, okay, B minus A by under root of 1 minus A square. What is B value here? 3 by 5. 3 by 5 minus A. What is A here? 1 by 2 by under root of 1 minus A square. What is A here? 1 by 2 whole square. Is it clear? Which is less than sine inverse of B. Sine inverse of B. B is what here? 3 by 5 minus sine inverse of A. What is A here? 1 by 2 and is less than B minus A. Again 3 by 5 minus 1 by 2 by under root of 1 minus B square. What is B value here? 3 by 5. 3 by 5 whole square. Is it clear? Again, I am going to write the simplification here. Cross multiplication and take LCM. LCM is the 10 and 6 minus 5 by here. What is the LCM here? 1 by 2 whole square is 1 by 4. 4 minus 1, 3. 3 by 4. Is it clear? Is it right? Now, which is less than sine inverse of 3 by 5 minus sine inverse 1 by 2 can be written as in the sine table sine pi by 6. Okay, sine pi by 6 is 1 by 2. Is it clear? Now again 3 by 5 minus 1 by 2, same calculation. This is 1 by 10. So this one also 1 by 10 by here under root of 9 by 25. 3 by 5 whole square is a 9 by 25. LCM also 25. 25 minus 9. 16 by 25. Is it clear? Again, I am going to write here. The sine and inverse get cancelled. And 1 by 10 into root 3 by 4. Root 3 by 2 it is. Again, this can be is the fraction part. We need to change into the normal. So the denominator will change to the numerator. So that is 2 by root 3. Is it clear? Okay. And which is less than sine inverse of 3 by 5 minus here 5 by 6. Which is less than 1 by 10 into root 16 by 25. What is the simplification here? 4 by 5. The denominator is 4 by 5. Is it clear? Again, we need to change the denominator of the denominator is the numerator. So that can be written as 5 by 4. It is clear? Now 2 5s are 5 2s are. So again, I am adding the 5 by 6 on both sides. So here 1 by 5 root 3 plus 5 by 6, which is less than sine inverse of 3 by 5, which is less than minus 5 by 6 plus 5 by 6 get cancelled, and 1 by 8. 1 by 8 plus 5 by 6. So, hence proved. Is it any deviations in the given statement and the proof? Clear? Clear, ma?
Clear, ma'am.
Fast. Take them fast.
Completed, ma'am.
Yes. Next problem, write down. Next problem. Show that for any x greater than 0, 1 plus x less than e power of x is less than 1 plus x into e power of x. This is the previous question. And in the given problem, the problem didn't mention any method name. Is it clear? Given the method name is not mentioned. How can we identify we are applying the Lagrange's mean value theorem for the given? Tell me any guess. No guess.
Less than or greater than symbol.
Huh? నిన్నటి క్లాస్ లో ఏం చెప్పాను? టెక్స్ట్ బుక్ మొత్తం వెతికిన అలాంటి ఇన్ఈక్వాలిటీ మనకి ఎక్కడ ఉండదు. అది ఉంది అంటే లెగ్రాంజెస్ మీన్ వాల్యూ థీరమే. సో ద గివెన్ ప్రాబ్లం method name is not mentioned, but the given problem having the inequality, then blindly you go for the Lagrange's mean value theorem. Is it clear? Now we go for apply the Lagrange's mean value theorem. Now apply Lagrange's mean value theorem. Is it clear? What are the requirements of Lagrange's mean value theorem? First of all, we need the function, and from the given statement only. Then what is the function? Tell me. What is the function?
f of x equal to e power x.
Very good. E power of x. Completed. What is the middle term? That is the function of f of x. F of x equals to e power of x. Is it clear? What is the interval? Compulsory any mean value problem, we have the function and we have the interval. Without the interval, we can't do any theorem. Okay. Now tell me the interval, which is defined in we have the one statement is there. Here see, x greater than 0. What do you mean by x greater than 0? 0 is the small value compared with the x. I'm giving the different values to x. That x values are compulsory greater values. That means I have the chance only for positive values. For x only, because of x is greater than 0. That means 0 is the small value, x is the big value. I am going to write those 2 points in the given interval, that is the 0 comma x. Is it right? Now which is defined in 0 comma x closed interval. Is it any doubts? Clear? Okay, listen. Suppose we have the closed interval a comma b. Okay. What is the relation between a comma b? Closed interval. What is the relation between a comma b in the closed interval, either open interval? What is the relation? దెబ్బలు పడతాయి. ఆల్రెడీ ఇక్కడ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేశాను కదా. ఇప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది అక్కడ చెప్పండి.
less than or equal to x, less than or equal to b.
అది డెఫినేషన్. నేను అడుగుతుంది రిలేషన్ అడుగుతున్నా. ఈ రెండింటి రిలేషన్ ఏముంటది? ఏ స్మాల్, బి బిగ్. ఇందులో కూడా ఏ స్మాల్, బి బిగ్. You have to take any interval. In that interval, the first value is the small value compared with the second value in the given interval. Is it clear? Now suppose any we have 2 is greater than 3. Okay. Sorry. 3 is greater than 2. Okay. Now in this, how can we write the closed interval or open interval? By using this inequality. Now 2 is a small value. So 2 small and 3 is the big. Now this is a closed interval. So what is the meaning of this? We can change this inequality into the closed interval, either open interval, like that. Okay. Okay. Now, in the given we have the x greater than 0, we need to change x greater than 0 into closed interval 0 comma x, because of 0 is the small value, x is the big value. By using this operation, now this is turned into the closed interval, right? The given function f of x equals to e power of x is the function which is defined in the closed interval 0 comma x. Completed. Now 0 comma x. In this, 0 is greater than x only, but not the given in interval. We have the infinite is not there. This is the main thing. Infinite is does not belongs to the given interval, right? Now, what is the Lagrange's mean value theorem? First point, f of x equals to e power of x is continuous function. అవుతుందా లేదా? Is continuous or not? ఏమైందమ్మా ఈరోజు మీకు?
అవుతుంది మేడం.
ఎందుకు అవుతుంది?
ఇంటర్వెల్ దాంట్లో ఇన్ఫినిటీ లేదు కాబట్టి.
లేదు.
వెరీ గుడ్. మరి అంత సైలెంట్ గా ఉంటే తిట్లు పడుతున్నారు. ఆన్సర్స్ ఇస్తే తిట్లు పడరుగా. సైలెంట్ గా ఉంటారు, ఎనర్జీ లాస్ అవుతుందా? నేను అరవాలి, ఎనర్జీ లాస్ చేసుకోవాలి. మీరు ఎనర్జీని బూస్ట్ చేసుకుంటున్నారా? Infinite is does not belongs to the given interval. So f of x equals to e power of x is always continuous function. Always continuous function except the infinite. But infinite is does not belongs to the interval in the closed interval 0 comma x. Right. What is the second condition? F dash of x we need to find. The derivative of e power of x is e power of x, which is always derivable. Is it clear? Which is always a derivable function in the open interval 0 comma x, because of infinite is not there in the open interval 0 comma x, and this one also always a derivable function, right? Now then there exists at least one point. C is belongs to open interval a comma b. What is a comma b open interval? We have 0 comma x. C is belongs to 0 comma x, such that f dash of c, so that is equals to f of b minus f of a by b minus a from the Lagrange's mean value theorem. I am going to write f dash of c here. F dash of c equals to f of b. What is b value here? X. A equals to 0. A equals to 0 and b equals to x. Is it clear? Now f of x minus f of 0 by x minus 0. Is it clear? What is f dash of c? What is the meaning of f dash of c? Substitute c in f dash of x. Is it clear? By 2, put x equals to c. Then c I am going to write here f dash of c. What we get here? E power of c. Is it clear? Now f of x. F of x is of the form this one. Okay, as it is, what is f of x here? E power of x minus f of 0 is of the form f of x. Substitute x equals to 0. Then I am going to write substitute x equals to 0. Here x minus 0 is the x. Is it clear? Now, so this can be written as x into e power of c. Right? E power of c, which is equals to e power of x minus, what is e power of 0 value? E power of 0.
1 ma'am. 1.
By x. So this is the equation number 1 completed. What is the next step? Immediately, what? ఒక బాక్స్ పెట్టండి ఈ స్టెప్ తర్వాత. ఆ బాక్స్ లో ఉండేది అక్కడ రాయండి. అర్థమవుతుందా? So what is the given next step? You have to take the interval. What is the interval? That is the open interval. C belongs to open interval 0 comma x. How can we write that open interval? 0 less than c less than x. It is clear? Again, we need to change the middle term into here. This one. Equation 1 LHS. E power c ga manam change cheyali. We need to change c into the e power of c by using the simple operations. Is it clear? For that purpose, simply I am going to apply exponential on both sides. Is it clear? E power of 0 and is less than e power of c and less than e power of x. E power of 0 is the 1, is less than e power of c less than e power of x. So this is equation number 2. E power of c. Is it right? Now substitute equation number 1 in equation number 2. Is it clear? Put equation number 1 in equation number 2. Is it right? 1 is less than, what is e power of c here? E power of x minus 1 by x, which is less than e power of x. Right? Any doubts now so far? Any doubts? And any equality must be, we have to omit or eliminate the denominator part. For that purpose, without changing, I am going to multiply x on both sides. Is it clear? Now multiply x. X into 1 is the x, and which is less than e power of x is minus 1. Multiply the x to this one. X get cancelled. Directly I am going to write this one. X is less than e power of x minus 1, which is less than e power of x into x. Again I am going to write this one is x is less than e power of x minus 1, which is less than x into e power of x. Is it right? Completed? Again, in the middle part, we have only the exponential term is there. But we are getting the middle term is e power of x minus 1 is there. So for that purpose, adding 1 on both sides. Is it clear? Now 1 plus x is less than e power of x minus 1 plus 1 get cancelled, which is less than 1 plus x into e power of x. Is it right? See the theorem statement and the hence proved statement. See any difference? 1 plus x is less than e power of x, which is less than 1 plus x into e power of x, 1 plus x into e power of x. Hence proved. Clear? Any doubts? Now it is clear?
Yes,
Is
ma'am.
it clear? चलेगा? What is the number of this problem?
5.
5 problems completed. चलेगा?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Next problem. Next problem, madam. Sixth problem, right? Prove that pi by 3 minus 1 by 5 root 3 is greater than cos inverse of 3 by 5 is greater than 5 by 3 minus 1 by 8 using Lagrange's mean value theorem. Using Lagrange's mean value theorem. The given inequality mentioned the method name, but maximum problems didn't mention any method name. Just we can identify and apply the Lagrange's mean value theorem. In the given statement, in the given question, when we have the inequalities there, cos inverse, sin, h inverse, tan inverse, and exponential any logarithm. Then we blindly go for the Lagrange's mean value theorem. Is it right? Now, what is the function in the given? Tell me. What is the given function?
Cos inverse of x.
Here, the function f of x equals to cos inverse of x. Very good. And what is the interval? The given question didn't mention any interval. Obviously, you can take what one? A comma b, which is defined in the closed A comma B, right? Now, we know that by Lagrange's mean value theorem of the first condition is what? F of x equals to cos inverse of x is continuous function because of the interval is the unknown values. The interval has we don't have any exact values. The interval values are the constant values. Then f of x is cos inverse of x is the continuous function. Right? First condition satisfied. Then go for the second one. What is f dash of x? What is f dash of x? What is f dash of x? What is the limit for cos inverse of x?
minus 1 by under root of 5 minus square, ma'am.
Who's ఎవరమ్మా రెడ్ మ్యూట్ చేయండి కాల్ ప్లీజ్ మ్యూట్ యువర్ కాల్ మ్యూట్ చేయండి ఓకే ఓకే Now what is the cos inverse of x derivative?
Minus 1 by under root of 1 minus x square, ma'am.
Correct. Minus 1 by under root of 1 minus x square. Okay. 1 by under root of 1 minus x square is the sin inverse of x. and f dash of x, the derivative of cos inverse of x is minus 1 by under root of 1 minus x square. Is it clear? Positive is sin inverse of x, negative is cos inverse of x, right? And is also derivable function in the open interval a comma b. Completed. Now then there exists at least one point C is belongs to open interval a comma b. As it is the given interval also a comma b be taken, so such that f dash of c which is equals to f of b minus f of a by b minus a. Is it right? What is f dash of c? Put x equals to c. So here minus 1 by under root of 1 minus c square. Okay, so that is equals to f of b, which is of the form f of x. What is f of b? Tell me. Cos inverse of b minus cos inverse of a by b minus a. So this is the equation number 1. Is it clear? Now directly, what is the next step? This is the main concept of the inequalities. Without this, the inequality meaning is there is no meaning. Clear? Tell me what is the next step? మీరు చెప్తేనే రాస్తా.
C is belongs to a comma b.
Very good. C belongs to a comma b. అంటే క్లాస్ మొత్తంలో వింటుంది. C belongs to a comma b. How can we recognize that one? A less than C less than b. Okay. Again, we need to change the middle term into minus 1 by under root of 1 minus c square. Okay. Apply the operation. First, what we have to apply? Square. Then apply negative. Again apply adding 1. Again apply root. Again we need to change the reciprocal. Again apply minus. Is it clear? First apply the square. Squaring on both sides. Is it clear? A square is less than C square is less than B square. When we are applying the square, there is no changing of the sign. Again apply the negative. Apply minus on both sides. Minus A square, minus C square, minus B square. When we are applying the minus negative, the symbol will change. This is less than. Now change the greater than. Here less than. Change greater than. Okay. Again adding the 1. Adding 1 on both sides. So 1 minus a square greater than 1 minus c square greater than 1 minus b square. There is no changing of the symbols when we are going to apply the plus 1. Is it clear? Again we apply the root. Square root. Square root applied. Then what we get here? Under root of 1 minus a square greater than 1 minus c square under root greater than 1 minus b square. There is no changing of when we are applying the square root. The symbol will same as this. You can write down. Again take the reciprocal. Okay. Apply reciprocal. Then what we get here? 1 by under root of 1 minus a square. 1 by under root of 1 minus c square. 1 by under root of 1 minus b square. Now tell me what is the symbol?
Change.
Will change. The symbol, when we are applying the negative and when we are going to apply the reciprocal, the symbol will change. Less than to greater than to less than, again greater than to less than. Again the left is what here? Negative apply. Okay now? Now apply minus on both sides. Apply the negative 1. Is it clear? Minus 1 by under root of 1 minus a square. Again minus 1 by under root of 1 minus c square. Minus 1 by under root of minus b square. 1 minus. Now tell me the symbol.
Change.
Change ante less than na?
Greater than.
Greater than. Less than change to greater than. Less than change to greater than. Completed. See, minus 1 by under root of 1 minus c square. Here also the middle term total from c to step by step we are getting the total process into the minus 1 by under root of 1 minus c square. Say that is equation number 2. What is the next? Substitute equation number 1 into. Put equation number 1 in equation number 2. Is it clear? Minus 1 by under root of 1 minus a square greater than minus 1 by under root of 1 minus c square equals to this one. Now I am going to substitute this part in the middle of the given equation number 2. Is it clear? Cos inverse of b minus cos inverse of a by b minus a greater than minus 1 by under root of 1 minus b square. Clear? Always. I explained so many times. Hence the inequality without the denominator, that is the proper inequality. For that purpose, multiply b minus a on both sides. Is it clear? Multiply b minus a on both sides. So minus of b minus a by under root of 1 minus a square is greater than cos inverse of b minus cos inverse of a is greater than minus of b minus a by under root of 1 minus b square. Clear? So this is the last one. Actual, the inequality is that one for the cos inverse of x. Now we need to prove and choosing the a comma b values. We need to deduce the given statement by using of that proof. Is it clear? Take a pick and choosing of a comma b values. Tell me a comma b values. Cos
3 by 5, 5 by 3, ma'am.
3 by 5 equal to cos 5 by 3.
cos 5 by 3. Choose చెప్పనా నేను మీరు చెప్తారా? What is b value? The middle term. What is the middle value here? 3 by 5. Choose b equals to 3 by 5 and a equals to what? Cos function. What is the middle term function? We have the cos inverse, just show me. Cos of, here we have the angle is there 5 by 3. Cos 5 by 3 what? Cos 60. What is cos 60 value? రేపటి నుంచి క్లాస్ కి రాకండి. Cos 5 by 3? 1 by 2. Substitute చేయండి. Take a pick first. This inequality is deduced question. Actual inequality was, this one is the actual inequality. This is Roman number 1 is the inequality. When we have to prove the deduced questions directly, questions numerical values are there in the inequality, that is a deduced question. We need to prove that deduced question by using the main inequality. So that is the main inequality of the cos inverse. Is it clear? Completed? I'm going to rub this one. Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Next, substitute those a comma b values in equation number 1. That is the Roman number 1. So minus of b minus a. What is b value here? 3 by 5. Minus 1 by 2. By that equation number Roman number 1 is implies. Denominator is under root of 1 minus a square. 1 by 2 whole square. That is 1 by 4. Which is greater than cos inverse of b, that is 3 by 5, is minus cos inverse of a. What is a value here? 1 by 2, greater than minus b by a. So as it is here, 3 by 5 minus 1 by 2 by under root of 1 minus b square. B 3 by 5 whole square. What is 3 by 5 whole square? 9 by 25. Any doubts? Next simplification here. What is the LCM? 10 is the LCM. and 6 minus 5 1 minus 1 by 10 into this is the fraction part of the root and the root having the LCM is the root 4. Root 4 by 4 minus 1 3. Is it clear? And which is greater than cos inverse of 3 by 5 minus cos inverse of 1 by 2 can be written as cos 5 by 6. Sorry, cos 5 by 3. Okay, which is greater than. So this one also same the numerator part here. Minus 1 by 10 into root 4 by 3. What is the simplification? Minus 2 by 10 root 3. Root 4 is can be written as 2. Again 10 root 3 is the same minus minus. Is it right? The denominator is I am going to write here. The LCM is a 25 and 25 minus 9 is a 16. Again I am going to write this one is root 2. Sorry, root 4 is a 2 minus 2 by 3. And here 2 ones are 2 5s are. For that purpose I am going to write here minus 5 by minus 1 by 5 root 3. Is it clear? Any doubts? అర్థం కాలేదంటే మళ్ళీ రాస్తాను ఇక్కడ. ఓకేనా? Hello?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes. And which is greater than cos inverse of 3 by 5 and cos inverse get cancel minus 5 by 3 which is greater than minus 2 by 5 root 3 into what is the remaining here? Root 16 by 25 means 4 by 5. 5 by 4 can be written as. Is it clear? 2 1 are 2 2s are 5 5 get cancel. Again minus 5 by 3 on both sides we have to add minus 1 by 5 root 3 plus 5 by 3 is greater than cos inverse of 3 by 5 which is greater than minus 5 by 3 plus 5 by 3 get cancel. Again what is the remaining we have? Minus 2 root 3.
2 by 10 only, ma'am.
2
What
nothing.
That is not 1 by 5 root 3, ma'am. 1 by 10.
1 by
రూట్
This
3
is
లేదు మ్యామ్ మీరు రాశారు.
right. 1 by 5 root 3. Okay, and this is 1 by 4. Again 4 root 3 we get now. What is the question?
మీరు ఎల్సిఎం తప్పు తీసుకున్నాను మేడం.
minus 1 by 10 into
మేడం
Minus?
LCM రాంగ్ వస్తుంది మేడం.
10 root 3
1 by 10
2
మ్యామ్.
by 10 కి బదులు 2 by 10 రూట్ 3 రాశారు మ్యామ్.
minus 1 by
Yes,
10
ma'am.
into 5 by 4.
3 లేదు కదమ్మా. డైరెక్ట్ రాశారు కదా. ఏముంటుంది minus 1 by 10 by
Into
ఇదేమవుతుంది
5 by 4.
5 by sorry 4 by 5. Now ఇక్కడ ఏమవుతుంది ఇప్పుడు minus 1 by 10 into 5 by 4. 5 2s are exact. బాగా క్లాస్ ఇస్తున్నారు.
Yes.
Minus 1 by 8 plus again 5 by 3. Again this can be written as 5 by 3 minus 1 by 5 root 3 is greater than cos inverse of 3 by 5 which is greater than 5 by 3 minus 1 by 8. Hence proved. Clear? Okay now. Doubts?